This third and final part of day 4 took us to a place that was an incredible sight to be seen. This place was Ollantaytambo, monolithic ruins carved to perfection that have withstood the test of time. But Ollantaytambo is more than an unfinished temple that is most commonly recognized for the Inca history it holds. It is a town, a marketplace, tourist destination, the gateway to Machu Picchu, and an untold story that begs to be heard. Enjoy the photos and videos of our group's experiences while exploring the market and the ruins. The wind was strong, the guide spoke softly, and above all of that, my attempts to catch my breath all mixed together to limit the ability to enjoy the words being spoken on the video. So I dug deep, and I'm glad I did, because there is so much that we were not told, nor was there time to even try. Once again, please excuse my pronunciation of some of these words. I do not speak Spanish, and I definitely do not speak Quechua. I can barely speak English, but together, let's learn more about Ollantaytambo, the Inca Empire that inhabited it, and all those other people who also inhabited it, before and after. Before the empire and before the stonework, there was the valley. Long before the rise of the Incas, this region was home to civilizations whose names are nearly forgotten, but whose presence shaped everything that followed. More than 3,000 years ago, early agrarian communities settled these slopes. The Chanapahta people were among the first, farming fertile riverbanks and crafting early ceramics in what would one day be called Ollantaytambo. After them came the KohtahKAHyah and then the Keelkay, each building, farming, and worshipping in ways the Incas would later absorb and refine. The Keelkay, especially, left their mark in early terraces and rudimentary stonework, precursors to the grandeur that would come. Around 600 CE, the Wari Empire expanded into this region. From Ayacucho, they brought with them administrative models, long-distance roads, and highland agricultural techniques. Their influence reshaped the Sacred Valley, not with monumentality, but with strategy and structure. The Incas would later borrow liberally from them. Archaeological traces, fragments of pottery, burial sites, stone foundations, all speak to a living continuum. This land wasn't empty, it was layered. Even the placement of Ollantaytambo tells a story. Built at the convergence of the Urubamba and Pachacuti rivers, it was a natural stronghold, a place of transit, trade, and control long before the Inca arrived. And the sacredness of the landscape predates the empire. The mountains here, known as Apus, were worshipped long before Quechua was spoken in the streets. The rivers were alive, and the stones carried memory. So when the Incas came, they didn't build from nothing. They built on something, and it was this on which they built. And it was Pachacuti, the 9th Inca, who would see this place not just for what it was, but for what it could become. In the mid-15th century, Pachacuti Inca Yupanqui, the 9th Inca, transformed Ollantaytambo from a modest settlement into a royal estate. He envisioned it as a center of agriculture, ceremony, and military strength, built not just for function, but for legacy. Under Pachacuti, the town was laid out with precision, 4 long streets running north to south, crossed by 7 shorter ones from east to west. This deliberate grid, centered on a broad, open plaza, reflected the Inca mastery of urban planning, efficient, symbolic, and sacred all at once. Along the valley's edges, steep agricultural terraces were carved into the slopes. These weren't just fields. They were a vertical farm system, engineered to manage elevation, erosion, and microclimates with astonishing precision. Water arrived from mountain springs through an intricate network of canals and stone-lined channels, proof of Inca hydraulic engineering at its height. These systems supported both crops and the spiritual life of the estate. Above the town, you'll find the cold stone granaries known as coolcas, built high on the hillsides. Their elevation was intentional, capturing wind and shade to preserve grain for seasons and armies to come. Every structure served a dual role, practical and ceremonial. Buildings were aligned with solar events, just as the whole site aligned with sacred geography. The sun's movement, the mountain's form, the labor of people, all were woven together in stone. This was Pachacuti's vision, an estate that embodied the power of the state, the order of the cosmos, and the permanence of the earth itself. But the structure alone wasn't the marvel. The marvel was how they built it, stone against stone, without mortar, and with no margin for error. The stonework of Ollantaytambo stands as a testament to Inca engineering prowess. Massive stones, some weighing up to 50 tons, were precisely cut and fitted together without the use of mortar, a technique known as ashlar mesuri. These stones were quarried from Pachacuti, located approximately 5 kilometers away across the Urubamba River. Transporting these colossal stones involved a complex system of ramps, rollers, and human labor, showcasing the Incas' logistical capabilities. The precision of the stone fitting is so exact that even a knife blade cannot be inserted between the stones. This meticulous craftsmanship not only provided structural stability but also contributed to the seismic resilience of the structures. In addition to their functional aspects, the stones often featured symbolic carvings and motifs, reflecting the Incas' integration of art and architecture. The walls of Ollantaytambo thus serve both practical and ceremonial purposes, embodying the duality inherent in Inca design philosophy. The enduring nature of these structures, surviving centuries of environmental challenges, underscores the Incas' mastery over their materials and environment. Beyond the stone walls lies the spiritual heart of Ollantaytambo, the Temple of the Sun, where architecture and astronomy converge. The architecture of Ollantaytambo is not simply functional, it is deliberate, resilient, and deeply intelligent. Every wall tilts slightly inward. Every doorway is trapezoidal. These are not decorative choices. They are seismic solutions designed to withstand the violent tremors of the Andes. Tools were simple, bronze chisels, stone hammers, but the planning was extraordinary. Each stone was shaped for its precise position, interlocked like a puzzle, distributing weight and stress without collapse. The Incas even built seismic buffers into their walls, small stones wedged between larger blocks, acting as shock absorbers in the event of a quake. Natural rock outcrops were often incorporated directly into structures. The landscape was not conquered, it was partnered with. Where the mountain rose, the wall followed. Even unfinished walls tell a story. At the Temple of the Sun, stones remain where workers left them, mid-lift, as if frozen in the moment construction ceased. Whether interrupted by war, retreat, or ritual, no one knows for sure. This was architecture that could breathe with the land, not resist it, move with it. But no structure, no matter how perfect, builds itself. Behind every stone was a system, behind every system, a people, and behind that, a belief. That labor was not just a burden, it was a form of balance. In the Inca world, labor was not bought, it was owed, not to a master, but to the collective. The name for this system was Mitma. Under Mitma, every able-bodied man owed time to the state, not in gold or grain, but in hands. Building terraces, maintaining roads, serving in the military, participating in rituals. The work was coordinated through the Ayu, the core social unit of Inca life, which ensured that every family shared the responsibility. But this wasn't slavery. In return, the state provided food, clothing, land, and protection. While a man served, his family was supported. This was reciprocity, not exploitation. The system made possible the unthinkable. Our tour guide related this system to our modern taxes. Instead of paying 35% in monetary value, they owed 35% of their time. Tens of thousands of kilometers of road, including the KohtahKAHyah, granaries on sheer cliffs, terraces that turned mountains into farms, and it brought the empire together. Through the Mitma, people from across Tahuantinsuyu worked side by side, speaking different dialects, wearing different textiles, but bound by common obligation. Yes, it was demanding. In times of war or grand construction, the burden could be heavy, but the state rotated duties. No family was meant to be depleted, and the rhythm of giving and receiving held the empire together. Even now in the Highlands, echoes remain. Communal workdays, called Minka, still gather neighbors to build, plant, or harvest together. Centuries later, the Mitma is still breathing. But labor alone didn't build an empire. It was the weaving together of peoples, their languages, customs, beliefs, and more, into something greater than the sum of its parts. That was the real architecture. That was the design of Tahuantinsuyu. The Inca Empire was vast, stretching from modern-day Colombia to Chile. It ruled not through brute force alone, but through integration. Over 100 ethnic groups, each with their own languages, textiles, rituals, and gods, were drawn into a shared framework. To unify them, the Inca used more than roads and laws. They used people. The policy was called Mitma, the resettlement of families from one region into another. These Mitma communities carried knowledge, crafts, and loyalty with them, planting the empire's heart in every corner of its territory. Language was also a tool of unity. Quechua became the lingua franca, not by force, but by policy. Local leaders were educated in Cusco, trained in imperial customs, and then returned home as cultural bridges between center and province. Religious integration ran just as deep. Conquered peoples were often allowed to continue worshiping their own deities, but now in parallel with the Inca pantheon. Shrines were rebuilt, local gods were renamed, and high in the hierarchy stood Inti, the sun. But this wasn't erasure, it was absorption. The Inca didn't flatten the cultures they conquered, they layered them. Artisans from different regions worked together on state projects. A pot from the coast, a textile from the highlands, a stone from the jungle, all bearing marks of their origin and signs of the empire that now held them. Even clothing reflected identity. Certain patterns, colors, and materials were worn only by people of a specific IU or province. This preserved distinction while reinforcing collective identity, and this strategy worked. It created an empire that did not just dominate, it functioned, it pulsed. In Ollantaytambo, this legacy is visible in the mix of styles, the diversity of design, the way the sacred and the practical coexist in a single line of stone. But no system, no matter how vast or unified, could prepare for what was coming. Across the sea, another empire was moving, not to integrate, but to consume. And soon, the world of the Inca would be forced to decide, surrender, or resist. In the year 1537, Ollantaytambo became the stage for one of the most remarkable episodes of resistance in the history of the Inca Empire. Following the fall of Cusco to the Spanish conquistadors, Manco Inca Yupanqui, a nobleman of royal lineage, emerged as a leader determined to reclaim his people's sovereignty. Initially installed as a puppet ruler by the Spanish, Manco Inca soon recognized their oppressive intentions. In a bold move, he escaped their grasp and retreated to Ollantaytambo, transforming the town into a fortified bastion of Inca resistance. The strategic location of Ollantaytambo, nestled in the sacred valley and surrounded by steep terraces and formidable stone walls, provided a natural defense against the advancing Spanish forces. Utilizing the terrain to their advantage, Manco Inca's forces engineered a tactical masterstroke by flooding the plains of Mascabamba, hindering the Spanish cavalry's movement and forcing their retreat. This victory was a rare and significant triumph for the Inca against the technologically superior Spanish. However, recognizing the limitations of sustaining a prolonged defense, Manco Inca withdrew further into the Andean highlands, establishing the Nayo Inca state in Vilcabamba, which continued to resist Spanish domination until 1572. Today, the remnants of the battle, terraces, fortifications, and the enduring spirit of resistance stand as a testament to the Inca's resilience and strategic ingenuity in the face of conquest. Though the battle was won, the war was far from over. The Spanish regrouped, and the tides of conquest surged once more. As the resistance waned, the fate of Ollantaytambo hung in the balance, teetering between resilience and surrender. In the aftermath of the Spanish conquest, Ollantaytambo underwent a transformation, and the once thriving Inca stronghold became a colonial outpost, its stones bearing silent witness to the passage of time and the blending of cultures. Despite the upheaval, the town's architectural integrity remained remarkably intact. The original Inca urban layout, characterized by its grid-like street pattern and conchas, rectangular enclosures housing multiple structures, persisted through the centuries. These enduring designs continue to define the town's structure today. The agricultural terraces still cascade down the mountainsides, a testament to Inca ingenuity in farming steep terrains. These terraces, coupled with sophisticated irrigation channels, exemplify sustainable agricultural practices that are still in use by local farmers. Religious sites, such as the Temple of the Sun, though weathered, retain their spiritual significance. The temple's massive stones, precisely cut and fitted without mortar, reflect the Inca mastery of stone masonry. During solstices, sunlight aligns with specific niches, indicating the temple's astronomical purpose. Today, Ollantaytambo stands as a living museum, where ancient traditions coexist with modern life. Residents inhabit centuries-old structures, and the town serves as a gateway to Machu Picchu, inviting visitors to step back in time and experience the enduring legacy of the Inca civilization. As time flows forward, Ollantaytambo stands at a crossroads. The echoes of ancient footsteps now mingle with the rhythms of modern life, as visitors from around the world tread its storied paths. This convergence of past and present brings both opportunity and challenge, shaping the town's evolving narrative. Today, Ollantaytambo is not just a relic of the past, it's a vibrant community navigating the complexities of the present. As a key gateway to Machu Picchu, the town welcomes countless travelers, each drawn by its rich history and cultural allure. This influx of tourism has invigorated the local economy, providing livelihoods for many residents. Artisans showcase traditional crafts, markets bustle with activity, and hospitality services flourish. Yet, with these benefits come pressing concerns. The surge in visitors has strained infrastructure, leading to challenges in waste management and increased traffic congestion. Moreover, the delicate balance between preserving cultural heritage and catering to tourist expectations poses ongoing dilemmas. In response, initiatives like the Plan Wayata have been implemented, aiming to promote sustainable tourism that honors the town's legacy while fostering economic growth. Community organizations work diligently to empower locals through artisan cooperatives and cultural exchange programs. Furthermore, Ollantaytambo has embraced regenerative tourism practices, focusing on environmental restoration and community well-being. These efforts have garnered international recognition, positioning the town as a model for responsible tourism in Latin America. As Ollantaytambo continues to evolve, it serves as a testament to the resilience of its people and the enduring relevance of its cultural heritage. The town's journey reflects a harmonious blend of honoring the past while embracing the future. As Ollantaytambo strides into the future, it carries with it the weight of its past and the aspirations of its people. The town's journey is a testament to resilience, adaptation, and the enduring spirit of a community that honors its heritage while embracing change. By integrating traditional knowledge with modern practices, the town's recognition by the World Tourism Organization as one of the best tourism villages underscores its success in balancing tourism with sustainability. This accolade reflects Ollantaytambo's dedication to preserving its heritage while adapting to the evolving needs of its increasing demands. As Ollantaytambo continues to navigate the challenges and opportunities of the modern world, it serves as an inspiring example of how communities can honor their past while building a sustainable and inclusive future. As we reflect on the enduring legacy of Ollantaytambo, it's essential to delve deeper into the site's architectural marvels and the intricate details that make it a testament to Inca ingenuity. At the heart of the complex lies the Temple of the Sun, a monumental structure composed of massive monolithic stones, each meticulously carved and fitted without the use of mortar. The wall of the 6 monoliths, a prominent feature of the temple, showcases the precision of Inca stonework. Each stone aligns perfectly, creating a seamless facade that has withstood centuries of seismic activity. Each stone, terrace, and channel within Ollantaytambo narrates a story of a civilization that revered nature, valued community, and achieved architectural feats that continue to inspire awe. As we conclude our exploration of Ollantaytambo, it's essential to reflect on the enduring legacy of this remarkable site. The stones, terraces, and waterways not only tell tales of the past but also inspire future generations to appreciate and preserve the rich heritage of the Inca civilization. Today, Ollantaytambo continues to thrive as a vibrant community that honors its ancestral roots. The town's residents, many of whom are descendants of the Inca, maintain traditional customs and languages, ensuring the preservation of their rich cultural heritage. As visitors traverse the ancient pathways and marvel at the enduring architecture, they are invited to connect with a civilization that, through its harmony with nature and innovative spirit, has left an indelible mark on history. Ollantaytambo is not a ruin. It is a functioning town, built on imperial stone. Its streets still follow the Inca grid, Its water still flows through 15th century channels. Its stones remain interlocked, unmortared, unmoved. Once a royal estate, a ceremonial center, a fortress, then a refuge of resistance. Now, a place that never ceased to be lived in. Quechua-speaking families inhabit the same structures their ancestors shaped. They weave, farm, and walk the same paths, not for display, but for life. The tourists arrive. The stones remain in use. There is simply no way a tour guide has the ability to give such a rich history and delve this deep into the actual significance of Ollantaytambo. But ours did an amazing job of talking about many tips of these icebergs, and there is so much more still. I hope this deeper dive helps our group to more fully appreciate and connect to terraces, stones, grass, steps, wind, all while enduring struggles to breathe. We were in a place that time never forgot, but was destined to be exactly what it is today. And it was incredible. Ollantaytambo does not ask to be imagined. It asks to be understood. And that, more than anything, is what endures.